In 2019, Hannah Inyama was a 41-year-old educated and middle-class woman with a high-flying career as a nurse. However, in October of the same year, she was arrested in connection with the tragic death of her 13-year-old son, Emmanuel. Welcome to Silent Shadows. As always, if you appreciate our true crime storytelling, support our bi-weekly series by liking and subscribing. Together, we uncover compelling tales of crimes and mysteries in Kenya and beyond, presenting well-balanced narratives that respect the victims and their loved ones. Born on 28 April 1978, Hannah Inyama was bright and academically gifted. Coming from a middle-class family, her parents nurtured her academic brilliance by taking her to the best private schools in Nairobi. She went to St. Michael's Primary School in Makadara before proceeding to Parklands Area Girls High School in Nairobi, where she completed her studies in 1995 and scored a B+ in her Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education (KCSE), which saw her join the University of Nairobi to pursue a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, which she completed in 2001. But she did not stop there. In 2004, she enrolled at the University of Nairobi to study a Master's of Science in Nursing, specializing in critical care, which she completed in 2006. The following year, in September 2007, Hannah was blessed with a bouncing baby boy whom she named Emmanuels Inyama, and whom she cherished and loved dearly. As a single mom, she worked hard to ensure that her son got all he needed, and this was evident in the effort Hannah put in her career. Before the tragic incident involving her deceased son, in 2019, Hannah had become a highly accomplished academic, pursuing her PhD in post-resuscitation care of the critically ill at the University of Nairobi. She also held the position of the head of the obstetric and gynecological nursing unit at the University of Nairobi's School of Nursing Science. Before joining Nairobi University, she had been a lecturer at Kenyatta University, Moi University, Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology, and Great Lakes University, Kisumu, where she taught various courses related to nursing, like neonatal nursing, neonatal and adult intensive care, as well as midwifery and obstetric nursing. Beyond her academic achievements, Hannah was actively involved in nursing committees in Kenya and participated in nursing events across the continent. In 2019, on the other hand, her son Emmanuel, now 13 years old, was a student at Triara School, a private primary school in Nairobi, and was preparing to sit for his national exams, KCPE, that year. Despite the challenges that life presented, both mother and son were actively engaged in their respective educational pursuits, each striving for success in their academic endeavors. Hannah, commonly known as Mama Manu by her friends, family, and neighbors, was known for her talkative, friendly, and social nature, especially among her neighbors at Kifaru Front Apartments in South B, where she had lived with her son Emmanuel for nearly 5 years. The neighbors noted that things took a turn in February 2019 when 13-year-old Emmanuel Inyama, who would often be seen by neighbors playing outside and going to school, was nowhere to be seen. They alleged that for 8 months, that is between February and October 2019, when Emmanuel was found deceased, he remained locked in the house. They further alleged that his mother Hannah pulled him out of school, opting for him to be tutored privately at home. The only outside interaction that Emmanuel had for those 8 months was with his tutors. Additionally, the neighbors noticed a change in Hannah's routine. She stopped doing her son's laundry and didn't leave the house for days. Instead, her neighbors saw her hosting members of her church, where they spent extended periods of time praying and singing. Also, the neighbors noticed that her talkative personality changed, as she did not give a response of more than 2 words when asked something. Her family also reported that Hannah had started isolating herself from family members and friends. It became increasingly difficult to get her, and when they did, she would mostly speak about religion and the end of the world. Tragically, Hannah had fallen behind on the rent of her two-bedroom apartment, which was 40,000 Kenyan shillings. On the evening of Wednesday, October 23rd, 2019, the building caretaker, Mr. Simon Mwangi, went to demand the rent. Despite repeated knocking, Hannah did not answer. Concerned, the caretaker called her phone and had it ring inside her house, which made him suspect she was inside. Upon looking through the window, he discovered a shocking scene. He saw something that appeared to be a body wrapped in a blanket on the living room floor. Numerous flies and a strong odor emanating from the living room alarmed him, and fearing the worst, he called the police. Upon breaking into Hannah's house, the police found Emmanuel deceased on the sofa, wrapped in a blanket with a Bible next to him. In the kitchen, they discovered Hannah on the floor, lamenting, "Oh my God, oh my God." The police, considering the strong odor and Hannah's account, determined that Emmanuel had been deceased for 10 days. Hannah explained that she didn't take him to the hospital because she doesn't believe in hospitals, a perplexing belief for a decorated nurse specializing in resuscitation care. Further inquiry revealed that Hannah believed her son was not dead, but under attack by evil forces and would eventually resurrect. Hannah Inyama was arrested and held in custody at the Industrial Area Police Station as the police conducted the investigations. On Thursday, 24th October 2019, an autopsy was performed at Chiromo Mortuary to determine the circumstances surrounding Emmanuel's death. Government pathologist Peter Ndegwa found no evidence of physical injury on Emmanuel. However, he observed that Emmanuel was in poor physical condition, weighing around 100 kilograms and appearing very unkempt, evidence that things at home were not okay. The government pathologist further identified stomach ulcers resulting in excessive internal bleeding as the cause of Emmanuel's death. Additionally, the pathologist noted that the ulcers might have been caused by stress. The autopsy report contradicted Hannah's account to the police, where she claimed that Emmanuel had passed away after slipping and falling in the house. The findings shed light on the actual medical condition that led to Emmanuel's demise, highlighting the discrepancy between Hannah's narrative and the autopsy results. On Wednesday, 6th November 2019, Hannah Inyama appeared in Madaraka Court. The investigating officer in charge of the case informed Chief Magistrate Heston Nyaga that Hannah was deemed mentally unstable to stand trial in connection with the suspicious death of her son. According to the psychiatrist, she was considered unfit for trial and was prescribed medication for her mental condition. In light of this, Chief Magistrate Heston Nyaga released Hannah with a stipulation that she was to stay with her parents and report to the police station every Friday. It is presumed that in court, Hannah might have faced charges of child neglect for not seeking medical attention for her son, although the autopsy revealed no foul play. It is worth noting that Kenyan courts have previously prosecuted parents for child neglect when, due to religious affiliations, they have failed to provide medical care for their children, resulting in harm. An example is the case of Johnson Njoroge in 2012, who was sentenced to 2 years in jail because, due to his religious beliefs, he neglected to take his daughter to hospital after she was violated in their neighborhood of Gatimu in Nyahururu. Since her release by the courts on Wednesday, 6th November 2019, there has not been any mention of the case or information about Hannah's whereabouts. We can only hope that wherever she is receiving the care she needs, and may her son's soul rest in eternal peace. Now, you might wonder why Hannah kept her deceased son in the house for almost 2 weeks, thinking he was attacked by evil spirits, and that collective prayers from her and her church would bring him back to life. So why did a nurse hold such extreme beliefs? 2 explanations have been suggested by the public. First, Hannah might have been part of a religious cult that rejects modern medicine, including going to the hospital. Such cults, like the Church of God in Kenya, are not uncommon. These cults do not believe in modern medicine, and the followers normally prefer to engage in prayers instead of taking their sick to hospital. And even though Hannah was educated in medicine, she may have been a victim of such a cult that brainwashed her to abandon reason and follow their beliefs. The second possibility is that Hannah was mentally unwell, since she was facing financial challenges as seen in the rent arrears and a tweet she posted on 13 September 2019 citing that she was stressed. The tragic loss of her son may have added to her distress. This traumatic event could have further affected her mental well-being, causing her to lose touch with reality. In such difficult circumstances, people can struggle to cope, and extreme beliefs may arise as a way of trying to make sense of a traumatic event. We may not know what exactly happened, but if someone you care about is having a tough time and it's affecting their mental health, encourage them to talk to a professional. We extend our deepest and most heartfelt condolences to Hannah Inyama, her family and friends for the loss of Emmanuelinyama. Our thoughts and prayers continue to be with them. Thank you for joining us today, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to be notified when the next video is up. Until then, please take care, stay safe, and always trust your gut.